What's going on, RuneScape friends? Your boy Jabba Garrett's with another episode of Multi-scape for Dummies. And today we're going to be talking about mitigating false bans, because we all know that Jagex falsely bans players. And yeah, this is a little slideshow I put together to how to deal with that as much as possible from the best ways that I know how to. So without further ado, thanks for clicking. Hope you enjoy. This is mitigating false bans, Multi-scape for Dummies. So first off, false bans happen. Jagex recently said they banned 800k accounts, and I know 100 plus of those accounts were real players with a denied appeal, because I'm one of them. Not 100 accounts, but I'm saying for my community, there's a lot of people who talk about being falsely banned, and then they get denied appeals. So it's just believe what you want to believe, but it's just the fact of the world is that like they use automated systems, so people are going to get automatically banned that are not cheating. So whatever, the tide's finally turning there. Hopefully we can wake people up to it a little bit more. So if you play normally, you might get banned, but if you multi-scape, you will lose some accounts. Why? Because Jagex probably uses automated detection, not only manual review, which totally makes sense. I'm not trying to knock Jagex here. Botters are making hundreds of thousands of accounts a day, and they gotta hit them somehow, and you can't have a person go look at every single bot and get rid of them that way. So how the system likely works: they don't ban you personally, they ban behavior types. So probable metrics that I could think of were like click timing, session length, login velocity, IP behavior, trade patterns. Bots cause false positives because they flood the system with red flags, since botters are just, their bots are just going crazy. APM, actions per minute, just going crazy. Super wicked wild, you know what I'm saying, on the system. So free to play also gets hit harder because most bots are free to play, and free to play equals no revenue for the company. So more bots exist in free to play because it's easier to build bots in free to play, and it doesn't make any money for the company. So it makes sense that Jagex would ban them more indiscriminately. So here's damage control basics part 1. Rule 1, this should go without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway: don't cheat. Crazy idea, I know, but macros are a heat magnet. If you bot all future accounts on your IP, in my opinion, I think they probably get, your IP gets put under scrutiny, or any interaction between other accounts. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty obvious. Rule 2, start slow. I had people watch my content, and then they come into my comments and tell me that they lost 10 accounts. But, they come into my comments and they tell me, or hop into the Discord, say they lost 10 accounts, they lost 100 mil, whatever, stuff like that. So if you watch my content and you see what I have, start slow. Begin with 1 to 5 accounts. See how Jagex responds. Remove the trade limits gradually. Observe if bans trigger, and don't scale until you're stable, until you're confident. You know what I mean? Just because I did it, I have been building these accounts up for years, and I have still lost a few, 760 operational, but I've lost probably like 4. And then there was like one time where I did a 60 account run when I got a new RAM upgrade, 64 gigabyte RAM. So I ran 60 accounts at the same time, and Jagex banned half of them off Tutorial Island, running manually. So they were falsely banned. Okay, I keep saying that over and over again because people are just like, well, if Jagex banned you, then you're guilty, right? Anyway, rule 3, pay with real money. If you're looking to scale with only a few accounts and you have extra money, just buy the memberships and don't bond. Memberships bought with your credit card inherently protects more than a bonded account. I've never been banned on manually played, real paid member accounts, except for my false chain ban that happened recently, but that was reversed. So, just to reiterate here, if you buy premier accounts, if you can afford it, just do that. You'll get more GP anyway that way, since, you won't be having to worry about maintaining your bonded accounts. But whatever, the best security is paying membership. Jagex, the only time I've ever appealed a false ban and won from a macro major is when I paid money for the account. I did a test pool of 15 accounts with micro memberships or whatever, and then I ran them through Tutorial Island. And then when I went to sleep that night, I got up the next morning before work, they were all banned. And then I appealed them, and I said I was going to spend more money. Why'd you guys fucking ban me? Guess it's the loss is yours. And then lo and behold, all of those accounts came back. So if you want indefinite protection, try playing, just pay with real money. Real 4, age accounts. So the longer your account exists, the less likely it is to get flagged. New accounts equals suspicious. Age accounts equal human. If you burn out on scaling, that might actually save your farm. So if you burn out playing RuneScape, it'll just age your accounts more frequently. So, I mean, it'll just help you out. This isn't like a, none of these rules are like a for sure, like, get out of jail free card, you know what I'm saying? But these are all things that I've noticed that, like, if you do these things, you tend not to fall under the same, like, ban hammer. You know, you don't get the heat, but it's not perfect. But new accounts, every single account I've ran, beyond, if they make it beyond 2 weeks, they survive forever. Earlier the account lives, the more likely it is to get banned. So the more, like, you know, like for YouTube, you want to focus more on the beginning of your videos for retention. Same thing applies to RuneScape. When you're early in a RuneScape character, be random. Don't just like be super efficient. Don't do so much botted behavior. Try to think as much like a human, do human activities as possible. So then this brings us into part 2. Human behavior is your armor. Rule 5, be bad at the game. We're all bad, right? But play it to your advantage. Bots don't misclick, but you should. And we will, because we suck. So don't feel bad if you ever misclick. Don't try to get too good. Jagex looks for perfect execution, looks for clicks in the same spots over and over again, etc. Your incompetence is your greatest protection. No offense, I'm just saying. You know, who would have thought being a dumbass, you know, me included, would be work out in our favor. Clumsy equals human. Consistent perfection equals bot. First time ever being bad equals being good. So yes. Rule 6, start a YouTube channel. This one's a little out there, I understand. But the only thing stronger than appeal is public pressure. I built my channel for transparency, proof, and public record. Helps kill the cult narrative on Reddit and Twitter. So what I mean here is, so if you're a RuneScape player and you're looking to, like, this isn't going for everybody, you know what I'm saying? So if you're only looking to make 5, 10 accounts, whatever, not a big deal. You ain't got to worry about it too bad. But, like, if you want to, like, if you're one of those few people that want to scale into hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of accounts, it may just be in your best interest to, like, record it and try to come up with series kind of like I have for RuneScape, because then you'll have public presence. You could do streams showing people how, like, that you do it just to, like, lend to credibility. So, like, when you go to Reddit and then try to, like, get attention from people, they won't all just come smear you. They still will, because the people on Reddit that, like, dogpile these people, victim blame these types of people, are, like, really, really, really annoying. Super annoying. And I don't mean to be mean, but I'm calling it how I see it. And they are extremely rude, mean-spirited people over on Reddit. So you just take into account, if you're ever going to, you know, try to appeal a ban through Reddit or Twitter, expect the meanest, unempathetic people to come out and just, like, drag your name. And they like to do, like, Reddit tactics. There's like farming, and I mean, I don't know, they like post to get, I don't know, it's a really weird ecosystem over there. I just don't really like it. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. Take breaks. Don't clock your work. Vary your login schedule. Be unpredictable equals be real. So that means, like, you know, I have my schedule for my content and stuff like that on Saturday, but it's kind of not probably the best for me to, like, log in exactly the same times. I mean, I do the same day, but I'm never doing the same time. Like, one time I start my cycle at 7 a.m. One time I started at 9 a.m. Like 3 weeks ago, I logged in at, like, fucking 3 p.m. whatever. And, like, if you're too systematized on your system, like you're playing, it's just gonna make Jagex think you look more like a bot, because, you know, bots are systematized. So just being a little bit random, and that randomness comes through taking breaks. Don't feel like you can't get away from the game because you're gonna miss some games. Maybe it's good to take a week off, 2 weeks off, 3 weeks off, a month off, whatever. Rule number 8: do not use a VPN. Using a VPN is like walking into a bank wearing a ski mask. They want to see where you're from. If you hide it, they're gonna assume the worst. Plus, public VPNs, other people are using them. So if you're on a VPN where other people are using that same IP address VPN, whatever they're called, I don't know, I'm not a super technical guy when it comes to that type of stuff, the terminology and stuff, but if you use these public VPNs or private VPNs and other people are sharing them and somebody else bots on them, now you are just risking getting caught in the crossfire. So don't use VPNs, okay? Public VPNs are horrible. Private VPNs are not as bad, I'm assuming, because you're getting, like, a private one or whatever, pay gate or whatever, but it is not as good as your IP address. So thanks for watching. Check out the links down below. Courses on pre-sale for $49 to get from 0 accounts to 700 plus, and to make potentially hundreds of mils per week. 30-day money-back guarantee extended after the course is released, so there's no risk to you. Gumroad also offers a 90-day money-back guarantee, I believe, so you don't even need to trust me. So with all that being said, thank you guys for watching. Hope this helped out some people, and subscribe. Check out the links down below. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.